Welcome to my channel. All right, my physical students, you are welcome to this class. Today, we are going to continue from where we stopped in the last class, the SWOT analysis. Last video, we discussed on series of experiments which we use to dictate the anions that are present in an unknown given SWOT sample. All right? So today, just as I told you in the last class, we are going to look at the 8 key ways to know the cations that are present in an unknown source sample. Last time we discussed the SWOT analysis. I told you that once you must have find out the anions and cations that are present in the unknown source sample, you can be able to say the name of the source. All right? Here, let's look at the 8 key ways to unlock cations present in an unknown source sample. Okay? Number 1, we have our unknown source. All right. We have about the 4 experiments where we add ammonium hydroxide. All right. Here is the salt sample that is unknown. You add ammonium hydroxide. The number 2, to an unknown source, sample, you add the same ammonium hydroxide. But here is in the presence of potassium ion cyanide. All right? It's going to indicate the cations that are present. The number 3, to an unknown source sample, I'm making it this way so that you can easily understand it perfectly without stress. To an unknown source sample, we add the same ammonium hydroxide. In this case, it's in the presence of DMG. DMG means dimethylglycine. 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 That's the meaning of DMG. All right. Then number 4, to an unknown salt sample, you add ammonium hydroxide. But here is in the presence of blue litmus paper. All right. These are the 4 ways to unlock the cations using ammonium hydroxide. Now, let's look at the next 4 at this part of the board before I now start to discuss them one after the other. 5. To an unknown source sample, here you add potassium tetraosochromate. It's going to give yellow precipitate. All right? And that indicates the presence of lead ion and barium ion. Then introduce potassium iodide. All right? Then after you must have introduced potassium iodide, then if it still gives yellow precipitate, you know that the cations that is present is lead ion. All right? Then if after adding potassium iodide, there is no precipitate formed, it shows that the cations that is present in the unknown source sample is barium ion. After the fifth one, I think the sixth one will contain here. Here, to an unknown source sample, to an unknown source, you add ammonium tetraoxo sulfate 6 salt. All right? Definitely it will give us white. The number 7, to an unknown salt sample, you add ammonium persulfate. Ammonium persulfate. It's still going to give us white again. The number 7, that is number 8, which is the last one. To an unknown salt sample, here you add Neissella's reagents. You add Neissella's reagents, all right? It's going to give brown precipitates, all right? Indicate the presence of a particular ion. So here on the board are the 8 ways to unlock the cations present in an unknown salt sample. Let me explain them one after the other and complete the experiment one by one. Now, to an unknown salt sample here, you added ammonium hydroxide. All right? So there is every possible that you are going to get these two colors. All right? If it gives blue precipitate, if it gives blue precipitate, it indicates the presence of copper ion. All right? Then, if it gives white precipitate, if it gives white precipitate, all right, that indicates the presence of arsenic ion. All right? To an unknown source sample, you added ammonium hydroxide. There is every possible reasons why it will not give you these two precipitates. All right? If you didn't observe any of the two precipitates, you try the second key. If it doesn't respond to what we are going to have here, you tried the third one. You understand? Because the essence of this experiment is to find out the cations that are present to an unknown given salt sample. All right? So if after you must have added ammonium hydroxide to an unknown salt sample, you are trying to find out the cations that are present in the salt. If it gives blue precipitate, that shows that the cation that is present in the unknown salt sample is copper ion. Then, if it gives white precipitate after adding ammonium hydroxide to the unknown source sample, that indicates the presence of arsenic ion. Now, the second experiment, to an unknown source sample here, you added the same ammonium hydroxide, all right? But this process here is taking place in the presence of potassium ion cyanide, all right? Now, it's going to give us two different precipitates. All right? Now, if it gives bluish white precipitate, if it gives bluish white precipitate. All right? It indicates the presence of zinc ion. All right? If it gives blue precipitate, all right? After you must have added ammonium hydroxide to the unknown given source sample in the presence of potassium ion cyanide. If it gives blue precipitate, the ions, cat ions presence is ion. All right? You take the ion here as the ion presence if the experiment gives blue precipitate. Do you understand? All right. Now, at the third key, here you added ammonium hydroxide to the unknown source sample in the presence of dimethylglycine. All right. Then here it's going to give red precipitate. All right. The presence of cations presence here is going to give red precipitate. All right. Then that's going to indicate the presence of nickel ion. All right. To an unknown source sample, you added ammonium hydroxide to the salt in the presence of DMG, dimethylglycine. If it gives red precipitate, the cation presence is nickel. Now, let's look at the fourth key. The fourth key, here you added ammonium hydroxide to an unknown source sample in the presence of litmus paper in the source sample. All right. Now it's going to give what? It's going to give blue layer. It's going to give blue layer. All right. If it shows blue layer, it indicates the presence of aluminum ion. All right, present in the unknown source sample. Here I say that you added ammonium hydroxide to an unknown given source sample in the presence of litmus paper. Then if it shows blue layer, it shows that the cation's presence in the source sample is aluminum ion. Then here is the fifth one. All right. Now, here, to an unknown source sample here, you added potassium tetraosochromate. All right? It's going to give yellow precipitate. After you must have added potassium tetraosochromate to the unknown source sample, it will give yellow precipitate. And that yellow precipitate indicates lead ion or barium ion. You understand? If it gives yellow precipitate, it shows that it's either lead ion or barium ion. Now, you have to go further to know which of the cations is present. Then you introduce potassium iodide. If it still gives yellow precipitate, it shows that the cation's presence is lead ion. All right? If no precipitate is formed, it shows that the cation's presence in the unknown source sample here is barium ion. Do you understand? All right, thank you. Now, number 6 key to unlock the cations. Here, to that unknown source sample here, you introduce ammonium tetraososulfate salt. All right? Then here, it will give white precipitate. All right? It will give white precipitate to indicate the presence of strontium ion. All right? If it gives white precipitate, it indicates the presence of strontium ion. Then the number 7 key here to unlock the cations present in an unknown source sample here. You introduce ammonium persulfate to the unknown source sample. Here, it's going to give us white precipitate. It's going to give white precipitate to indicate the presence of calcium ion. All right? If it gives white precipitate, after you must have added ammonium persulfate to an unknown source sample, that indicates the presence of calcium ion. Then, the number 8 key to unlock cation's presence in an unknown source sample here. Here you introduce Neissel's reagent to an unknown source sample, and that will give us a brown precipitate to indicate the presence of ammonium ion. All right? So these are the 8 key ways to unlock cations that are present in the salt sample that is unknown. All right? Number one, you added ammonium hydroxide to the salt sample. That gives either blue or white. Blue precipitate indicates the presence of copper ion, while the white precipitate indicates the presence of arsenic ion. Number two, you added the same ammonium hydroxide to the unknown source sample, and here it's taking place in the presence of potassium ion cyanide. Then if it gives bluish white, it indicates the presence of zinc ion. Then if it gives blue precipitate, the cation present is ion. Down, the third one, you introduce the same ammonium hydroxide to the unknown source sample in the presence of DMG, dimethylglycine. If it gives red precipitate, the cation presence is nickel ion. Then the fourth one, here, on no source sample, we introduce ammonium hydroxide in the presence of litmus paper. If it shows blue layer, it indicates the presence of aluminum ion. Number five, on no source sample, you introduce potassium tetraosochromate. It gives yellow precipitate, and that shows the presence of either lead ion or barium ion. Now, for you to know the one that is present, because you have two here, it shows either lead or barium ion, you have to introduce potassium iodide. Then if it still gives you a precipitate, it shows that it is lead ion that is present in the source sample. Then if no precipitate is formed, it shows that the cation present in the source sample is barium ion. Then the sixth key here we introduce ammonium tetraodosulfate salt to the unknown source sample. If it shows white precipitate, that is, we have strontium ion. The seventh key, you introduce ammonium persulfate to the unknown source sample. Showing white precipitate indicates the presence of calcium ion. Then here, the eighth key, which is the last on the list, on the board, you introduce Neissella's reagent to the unknown source sample. The brown precipitate form indicates the presence of ammonium ion. All right? And that comes to the end of the topic, salts. All right? Salt analysis. In the next video, we are going to discuss electrolysis. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you and God bless.